I just... Every time I look at this, I'm like, really? 2 hours and 36 minutes?
I know.
That's all it took to experience the content that's worth it in this game?
we can still do Tails. Tails is, well, it's a rehash, but it's still okay.
Yeah, you just gotta raise Sonic. It's only okay because it just works. Like,
Yeah.
that's...
It's the same basic engine.
And that's the only reason it's
Yeah.
fun. Unlike everything else.
As long as it's the same basic engine as the Sonic thing, it can work, but most of this game isn't. And
Unfortunately.
That's terrible.
It's just, at its core, Sonic runs fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes through levels fast.
Yes.
So, you gotta have a lot of Sonic stages to balance out, like,
Yeah.
not feeling like you're playing 60 hours of Knuckles. Like you end up doing.
Imagine if we speed ran this. It'd probably be like less than 1 hour.
Yeah.
At this point. We did a lot of a fair amount of roaming around too.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, doing this kind of shit.
Isn't Big in one of these places? Looks like a place you'd hang out.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't concern us. That's someone else's story mode. And there's an emblem. Little fancy thing.
Yeah, there you go. There's an emblem.
Talk to that man.
I bet there's a big mysterious creature lurking around. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up!
I wonder who
Sorry.
it is.
I don't know.
I wonder who that large creature could be.
I don't know. Yep.
Oh yeah, I remember I used to exploit cheats, I think, and to land on top the canopy
Yeah.
and run around. I think you might be able to spin jump and get there too.
I think I actually did a little bit, like, during this playthrough. So are you excited for E3?
Oh yeah. It's mostly just seeing what people do wrong these days. That's what's enjoyable about E3. Because it doesn't really reflect what happens later in the year. It's mostly just a bunch of bumbling spaghetti everywhere from all the companies, and it's fun just watching them stumble over themselves and choke on their own words.
Ubisoft. Remember that?
Yeah.
That dumb... Oh, the host. It was like the VGAs times 100. I'm not even kidding. Like, it was like that same level of just, like the deep-seated embarrassment.
Yeah.
Right at his core. He was just, I can't believe what I'm doing here.
Mm-hmm.
God, the dumb jokes, like where he was trying to make like the screen transitions and shit.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone that goes to these E3s wants something funny.
Well, I just... Like, when I'm watching, I'm usually just waiting for new game trailers and new announcements.
That's all it has to be. Sony did
they
that.
Make a big production out of it for
I think
some reason.
Sony did that in like 2009.
Mm-hmm.
They intentionally cut a lot of shit out and just had game trailers.
Oh, yeah.
Then like 2010 rolled around and they had they made up for having nothing with having that Kevin Butler character do that big ass speech that just
yeah,
had nothing to do with anything, but yeah.
Oh yeah, there's this.
Yeah. So that Game Fairy was telling me to go back to this jungle, even though we already did the stage here. And I think they're referring to this building, but we already completed the Mystic Cave Zone or whatever.
Well, there's wait. There is a Final Fantasy VII over there.
That's exactly what we called it last time.
Yeah, that's my intention.
Okay.
I'm referring back to it.
Oh, you're keeping canon?
Yeah. Keeping Sonic Adventure Let's Play canon.
Okay. So, what do you think about the Wii U?
The Wii U? Not much. It's
That's it.
yeah. It's the you know, to be perfectly honest, I don't care enough to have an opinion, because the controller doesn't seem like something that I particularly hate, but it's like, it doesn't seem like something that I'd hate using, but there's something off about it, like how it uses those slide pads instead of...
Yeah, how do you feel about them being above the face buttons?
Yeah, that too. Well, they did that in the Dreamcast. That's okay.
Yeah, but they didn't have two back then. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about, you know, video games?
Oh, yeah. How about...
What the... Okay,
oh, yeah, there's this type of game in here.
Yeah.
For no reason.
What do you think about,
You should have just...
Did you get Skyward Sword yet?
Come on. I...
Had it over.
No, I didn't. No, I'm trying to... You should know how to solve this thing, but...
Anyway,
I just keep thinking, why aren't you going to the right place? Okay.
I played
anyway,
Skyward Sword, and I hated it.
Hated it?
I think I've come to terms with the fact that, I just, you know, I'm done with, you know, the Zelda format at some core level.
Oh, yeah.
I just...
Now go...
I was in... What do you want me to hit, bro?
Okay, I can't tell you.
This one?
They're not labeled or anything.
Oh,
no, just let me see.
Yeah, I just, I didn't have any fun. I couldn't finish it.
Okay. Like, how far did you get?
I played it for about 20 hours, and I got,
shit.
I think I'm at, like, the second dungeon, no, the third dungeon after it goes through the change. Like, you know, you do 3 dungeons, right? Mm-hmm. And then you get 3 more, and then something else happens.
Oh, yeah.
I did, like, the first 3, and then 2, and then I got bored and couldn't finish it.
Huh.
That's the second Zelda game now I couldn't finish.
Well, that's
I couldn't bring myself to play. Same thing with Spirit Tracks.
See, you just gotta be careful. The stuff running around.
Anyway, yeah. I was really hoping for something completely different. Hate this crap.
Yeah. Well, I'm completely and utterly tired of Zelda 2.
But remember when it was first announced, right? And they showed that image of a Link without a sword. And they said that would be important.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone was like, oh my god, finally different. Is it going to be, like, no swords at all this time? Or, you know? And then they just went back on all that stuff. And they're just like, no, it's kind of Zelda. Couldn't figure out how to do anything different.
Here's a Mecha Robot stage.
Yeah.
It's like,
I just want to do this.
Oh, what's it like? It reminds me of something. It's reminiscent of something.
I can't quite put my finger on what stage this is like.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway,
I wonder where the hexagons are. Are they coming up at some point?
Yeah.
You ever notice that, viewers, that, there's this... I thought for a second I was just going to land somewhere and get way far ahead. Mm-hmm. Traditional Sonic Adventure style. Like, when they want to make something look futuristic in Sonic Adventure, they just, throw hexagons all over the place. This is pretty cool.
They do that in everything.
Yeah, I shouldn't say that. They do it a lot. I like this. Look, they're taking advantage of the physics at the last level to do something fun.
So what are you supposed to do here?
Oh, you're supposed to go through, but you can play with it. Look, you can actually like.
Oh yeah.
Do things like here, like physics things at work. See?
Well, oh.
Well, anyway, yeah. That impressed me. When they actually got that to work and took them to the last stage. To get something like that to like happen, like like Mario Galaxy style thing. I don't know, like just something that's just plain fun, which is something this game is sorely lacking. Let's go up here, yeah. Look at this.
Okay, it's not quite there though. Like you should be able to. Well, the physics aren't completely.
No, they're not
completely perfect.
Well, this is like 19 tickety boo. So
I know.
Yeah, this stuff starts happening. You should have learned by now not to do this. Look at this. Who found that fun?
Sonic has the magic ability to turn on a dime all of a sudden.
Yeah. Luckily the quality assurance wasn't that nasty at this point, like it was later on.
Oh yeah.
Just complete disregard for anything that worked. Just like
let's try not to get too whiny here.
It's so hard. I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to complain.
In all honesty, if this were just, for its time, this is great.
Yeah.
It's great platforming. This entire portion of the game.
This is decent.
That is actually the Sonic section.
Yeah, I'm jumping and I'm landing on platforms that I want to land on. It's not anything like Sonic, but it's still pretty fun. But yeah. Let's just leave it at this. This final stage could have been a lot worse.
Oh yeah.
You could have had the final stage involving a rush of some type. You could have had that, and you didn't. So you got lucky.
They could have introduced rails for the first time
at the last stage, and that's exactly something they would have did too.
And then the final boss is Silver. And then Sonic falls in love.
Like
the end.
It wouldn't surprise me if they discovered rail grinding right now in development of this game at this point, and decided to put it in the last stage. Like it wouldn't. I would be like, oh, there they go. There they go. Oh, you guys. What did I use? I landed.
Yeah, you still. Like, I mean, you land on the ground, and you can jump around a bit before the screen fades out.
Yeah.
Just doesn't want you to have to jump, like walk all the way up there again.
So how would it be worth it to go over? Yeah, that's another thing this game kind of. Sega, that this game has like a. Just, the risk reward that you kind of get in Mario, like, do I want to get this shit, and this game never has that ever.
Oh, yeah.
There's never anything that even...
Oh.
I guess I shouldn't have homing attacked. There's nothing to entice you in this game. Whatsoever.
Well, there are the emblems, but those are mostly in the, outside stage.
Yeah.
Like, the,
yes, why would they not hide them in the stage?
Because the stages weren't their priority. You can tell.
It's a game. The stages are their priority.
They wanted to be like the Marios and make a hub world and have side quests and shit.
Ugh.
No, they don't have side quests, but
they
have those pickups that in the hub world.
Yeah.
So he can explore and pick and collect the stars and
it's like
beat Bowser.
Remember when we needed to get the speed highway and the ticket to open it fell out of the sky?
Yeah.
Right when we needed it. That was pretty cool.
I know, right? It's like an RPG. It's just like a Planescape Torment or one of those.
Oh yeah, those lesser RPGs. They pale in comparison to the RPG mechanics of Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
It's adventure for a reason. Let's go down here. It better not be no, okay, I'm thinking of Adventure 2. Sorry. I was gonna remember that cube thing you have to do? Where you gotta drop the colored cubes and the things at Rouge.
Oh, yeah.
I just got a flashback of that because I was seeing these colors. God, it's just like so inaccurate, and you gotta like scan perfect. Get those little cubes in those holes.
Yeah. Oh, what happened here?
Oh. God. Damn.
So,
this place actually has a lot of confusing points where you think you can get to a spot, but you can't. So, gonna have to be extra careful now. We're repeating the Mystic Cave thing with 0 lives, the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Only get careful when you get to 0.
I never noticed that.
Then you get careful, and then
you should have grinded for lives off screen, like a normal person. But now we gotta be hardcore.
Now we gotta do this thing that. Oh, how could I couldn't see that there was nothing? Okay, this is Final Egg. Welcome to Let's Play Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
Here comes the classic, I just died and want to get through this gameplay, and end up screwing it up.
Yes.
It's classic. Look. How far can I get just doing this?
You could probably get, because of the ring damage mechanic, you could probably get really far.
Yeah.
Just blazing forward and picking up what you run into.
That is cool, the ring things. Having rings being like your health.
Yeah.
But not displaying as, like, it's... I admit that was kind of ahead of its time. Like, but, I mean, that's not for Sonic Adventure, I'm saying that's for Sonic in general. That is interesting.
Despite the fact, like, it is true that Sonic was created as a, to be a rival to Mario.
Yes.
But they did a surprisingly good job with that.
Yeah, because it was just original, it wasn't like Mario.
Yeah.
It
wasn't like Mario at all.
That's how you be better than something. Don't be it.
Uh-huh.
You know? You can't solve... If there's a saying...
Be an equivalent, and not like a
You
rip-off.
can't solve the problem using the same thinking that created the problem. It's a really wise saying. So if you basically... what that means, if Mario's beating us, right, and we gotta make a game to beat him, don't make anything like Mario. That's how you beat him.
Yeah, yeah.
And they almost did. And then this happened.
You usually don't see that,
mentality.
Yeah.
But I do like the whole ring idea. It is cool.
So how about Bubsy and, like, Awesome Possum and all those, Sonic ripoffs?
Croc and...
Yeah. For those, that are all on the Super Nintendo. For some reason.
I wonder why. Because they couldn't make a go of it on the Genesis, because there was another certain rodent with an attitude. That was just... you know.
So, yeah, so when you aim to make, like, a rival sort of rip-off thing, and you end up making something that gets its own rip-offs, and that's a good sign.
I admit Awesome Possum's a great name.
Yeah.
And if I was a kid, I would have bought it just because of that. Just like Cool Spot.
The only problem with Awesome Possum is that he's not a possum. He's an opossum.
Oh.
So like a possum is a different type of animal. And I don't get that. Who am I ripping that opinion off?
some internet
I heard it
guy.
somewhere.
There's no original opinions anymore.
I know, but
if you have an opinion, you're wrong. It's actually a fabrication that was just developed by the internet and you didn't notice.
Oh, that's good.
And viral marketers tricking you.
That's good to know.
It is.
I'm comforted by
it's
that.
words to live by.
Yeah.
Okay, now we gotta remember. See how I just used my prior knowledge of the stage to get ahead faster? Like a normal person? Mm-hmm. Isn't that great? I normally don't do that. I love making the same mistakes over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
Here we got this cool elevator thing that would have been a cool place to fight a boss, but they decided not to. They just forget about it completely.
The boss in the elevator?
No,
that
I
elevator?
mean, this elevator has its door open and something, and some boss is following you in that elevator. It'd be like that thing from Hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, for people viewing, that's Hardcore Uprising.
Yeah.
You know, the Contra game.
Mm-hmm. The not Contra game.
Oh, it's just not.
Just so we don't offend people.
Oh. It was good.
I know, but it's not a Contra game.
It is. It's more of a Contra game than all the other real Contra games that came out in like a PS1 and all that shit, like the Shattered Soldier and all that other stuff
Those
no one cares
exist. About. Those did not exist.
They're not real. What are you talking about? What's that game? You're gonna have to elaborate. Because I don't know. Alright. Climb that ladder like Sonic does.
Sonic is known for climbing ladders instead of...
It's just so weird seeing him climb a ladder. It doesn't make any sense. Here we go. They had to use this at some point. Yeah, might have been kind of interesting at the time. I guess.
What's that torrent down there? Don't fall in there.
I don't know. It's not water, Sonic.
It's like laser...
Oh.
It's like a laser tornado that they just put there for... My god.
What a great invention for a robot to just think about next. Laser tornadoes. Kill everybody. Just tear everything to shreds.
A laser hurricane would be better.
Yeah.
Like, imagine a laser hurricane, like the size of a continent. But anyway,
Surprised that stuff even works to get you flying around. Nothing else works.
What are those things?
I don't know.
Why they bounce when you hit them and explode?
Why is there always fodder like that?
Why does some of them explode?
I don't know. They're like those things, movers from Final Fantasy. You ever get to, I'm saying Final Fantasy is in there in like every Final Fantasy almost. Mm-hmm. Right around the last dungeon in a Final Fantasy game, you start seeing these enemies that are just, how could I even get out of it? Like, that were, red bouncing balls, and usually the last dungeon.
Right, yeah.
And they always drop a lot of experience or something that you need to level up, just in case, like, you're way behind.
I knew what you were talking about, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah.
Movers, yeah. They're just there to move you along.
Exactly. They're there just to help you up if you're, down and out and you can't beat the boss.
Yeah. Final Fantasy has a lot of weird shit like that.
I know.
Like, they take the story so seriously, but the game has
well, you hope so. You hope it doesn't turn into, like, the later ones where this scenario services the game and not the game servicing the scenario. You get what I'm getting at? Like,
go back there. Go back
like
there. There were dolls there.
Thinking about the philosophy of, like, yeah, look at this. This is pretty cool, to be honest.
All the dolls.
Like, if you look at, like...
Why are they there?
If you look at Final Fantasy V, like, you have the story, and then you have the game, and the game is going to go on without a hitch without the story. But then if you look at, like, Final Fantasy VIII, right, it's like, for example, like, if the characters were in, like, a museum, they would have to fight some type of a museum-type monster, right? Like, they would have to fight a skeleton, like a T-Rex or something, right? Or if they were in a police station, they would have to fight cops. But in the earlier ones, it would be like, you'd be fighting goblins in a town. Things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And you could count on the fact that there was going to be so many enemies and such a mechanic in the game.
Yeah.
And which one of those ideas is better? Which one of those philosophies? Well, I don't know.